Welcome back to my backyard snack yard. We're actually in my kitchen today because I really want to try a new recipe I just discovered and I'm so excited about trying. I really hope it's going to be good. We'll discover together. This is the most beautiful time of year. My blueberry has just started turning color right now. It's gone completely red overnight and it looks so autumnal. And of course the hedgerows are just full of fruit and nuts and all the wonderful things. Such bounty, really. So it's just about getting out there and trying to make as much as we can out of it. One of our lost forageables here, in my opinion at least, are sloe berries. They are the berries of the blackthorn, so a really, really prickly bush. But the little berries are a little bit plum-like, but they are very, very, very astringent. One year I picked a whole bucket full and brought them back to my family, and my little son just grabbed one before I could stop him and popped it in his mouth, and his mouth just completely dried up. It was just, they are so astringent. So it's not like a pleasant thing to eat, but they actually do improve after a frost. So the advice is to pick them after the first frost. But when I've done that in the past, they tend to drop because they get overripe before we get a frost here, usually. And so you lose most of them, and they also get, eaten by people and wildlife. So it doesn't always work that way, but a really good way to get around that is to pick them and pop them into the freezer. Then they get that sort of extra sweetness from the cold. And I actually just found a bag I had in the back of my freezer. So I thought we'd use that and try this recipe. So let's go out into the garden and get the other ingredients we need. Just collect a few bay leaves here from my little bay tree. It's over here, tucked away. It's actually full of little flower buds now too. Very pretty. I think we'll get about 4 of the leaves. In the end I got 6. The recipe calls for some black peppercorns, but I thought we'd use our homegrown Sichuan peppercorns, these beauties here. And each 100 grams just wants 3 black peppercorns, so we won't need many of these gorgeous guys, but they're really ripe and ready to harvest. They'll soon split open and then you really need to get them before they drop, but let's just get a few now. I filled 2 jars up with sloe berries. These ones have been frozen. There's actually little bits of ice on some of them still. Freezing them is just a great way to store them, but also it makes the actual berries sweeter, which I'm not sure was necessary for the recipe we're making, but it's really good if you're going to make things like sloe gin, which is also very tasty. I've only ever made sloe vodka at one point, and that was a very nice drink for Christmas. But today we're making sloe olives. And so, yeah, I've got 200 grams of the sloes in there. And now we're going to add some bay leaves from the garden. They're a really good size bay leaf I picked here. So we're going to tuck one in each jar. And next comes my Sichuan peppercorns. Aren't they just beautiful, so vibrant? I'm going to put 6 in each jar. I do think it might affect the overall flavor, but I really like Sichuan peppers. So it's so fun to use things you've grown yourself as well. And next we have 5 cloves of garlic. I've halved each of them, so we're going to put 5 halves into each jar. I'm going to cover the jars with some more bay leaves to help keep the little olives, or sloes really, under the brine that we're going to add in a minute. I've added 4 teaspoons of sea salt into half a litre of water, and it's all dissolved now, so we're going to just top up the jars with this brine. Then we just seal it up and place it somewhere dark and at room temperature for about 2 weeks. We just need to burp it occasionally, which means opening it up to release any gases that build up to avoid explosions. Just burp it now for the first time. It's been about a day. Let's have a look and see if there's any gases that have built up. Nothing we can hear, but if you look inside there, the brine is really turning a gorgeous colour. So it's sealed up again. And in about 2 weeks' time, we'll taste them and see how they are. And as soon as they're to our liking, then we'll put them into the fridge to sort of halt the fermentation. But I can't wait to try them, and I'll be sure to update you when they're ready to taste. Thank you for watching. I hope you get to try this. It does seem fun, and it is really simple and easy to make. So I'll see you next time. Bye for now.